Lowering the music. Just a little hum in the background. We'll have a little bit of it playing. Yeah, what's up, everybody? I'm Francisco. Here, joined by my good buddy Andrew. No
Yo.
Charles. No Charles. And seat's empty. But we're here, and we're gonna once again look at weird baseball fields, and we're also gonna look at some football fields as well. Yeah, we're gonna start hunting for some of them. And yeah, last time I had a lot of fun just kind of dicking around and going all over the map, literally, to find some weird baseball fields. So Andrew's here.
We should try Japan next.
Oh no, I feel if you notice their all of their Nippon NPBL fields, they're all uniform.
I know, but maybe the high school fields aren't.
I doubt it too, given the way the Japanese are. I mean, we can look at some point. So we'll take a look at we'll go across and see what happens. All right, so let me put on the big screen there, and do you see the globe spinning, Andrew?
I do.
All right, so I wanted to start us off in our local area, because believe it or not, I found some pretty interesting ones. Preliminarily looking, just to see. So we're gonna type in. I'm just gonna type in high schools, because usually it's the high school fields. Most college fields are pretty uniform, but we'll if we do like spot some from above, we'll definitely look at them. All right, Andrew.
I like it. Let's do this.
So, alright, so let's see. They're zooming us way back here in the South Florida area. Let's take a look at Hialeah Gardens, City of Progress. Actually, no, this is Hialeah Gardens, not this Hialeah proper. And their high school, and there's their baseball field. And yeah, it's just a pretty uniform looking thingamabobber. How do I twist this thing? I'm using a keyboard and mouse this time. That's the difference here. So, how do you twist with the keyboard? That's something I probably should have figured out before we started doing this. You know?
Yep.
Oh well. But yeah, they have a symmetrical, boring baseball field. So we're gonna go to Barbara Goldman Senior High School. So we'll zoom in on that.
A little bit off, but
Slightly off. I'm gonna go on to 2D so we can see it from above. So yeah, it's semi-symmetrical. The field's not perfect, the outfield wall, and they don't have the base paths down the first and third base line, or at least they look worn out. And it doesn't look like it was much of a backstop either. You see, like the fence right there. So, or it seems like that home plate dirt, which looks off center on this, but it seems a little big.
It could be, I don't know what the word is, satellite interference.
Possibly. Remember, yeah, they do stitch these things together using the satellite images. There's their high school football field, or whatever this is. So I'm going to assume their sports programs aren't the most important thing there, but okay. Let's go to Miami, Hialeah Miami Lakes High School, and hey, look, Andrew, we got the hybrid field here.
I'm digging that a little bit, actually. I love that little jut out in left center.
Okay, so this looks weird. Maybe they have a temporary fence that goes up, but even then, these are fairly deep dimensions. So I'm gonna bust out the ruler now. We're gonna get right onto home plate, and we're gonna go down the lines. I'm trying to find the sweet spot for zooming in, but there's like a shack here. Oh gosh darn it! I have a metric. What am I doing? This isn't Europe.
We're stupid Americans. Give it in feet.
Inches. That's a lot of inches. Okay. There's probably a fence here, maybe? There's like a shack right here. That's like 325, which is still longer than Yankee Stadium.
Did you see that thing I sent the other day?
I saw the one with the Little League World Series home runs.
Right.
And then down the left field line, it's about 320, which is longer than Minute Maid Park. And then it's a fairly normal angular baseball field until you get to around here. At 341, the wall just kind of shoots out at 372 to this point. So, Andrew, there's a possibility that a kid could hit a ball, just like completely jacks it. It goes over the fence and then lands right back into it right here. You see that?
Yeah.
There's that possibility that a kid would normally have a home run, but because the fence juts out right here, he could be robbed of the opportunity. Although he probably could get an inside the Parker, because it'd probably be stuck here. The outfielder would have to come all the way out here just to throw it back in. So
yeah, that's definitely what am I saying?
Oh, there we go. Now I know how to twist it. There it is. Okay, there we go. Alrighty. Alright, and so now, let me...
my guess is if it... I mean, the chances of that happening are so negligible. It would have to be the perfect... You would have to clear the fence, stay right of the light pole.
Yeah, you see it right there, yeah.
I mean, the angle that it would have to take would be
ridiculous.
Like, I don't want to say impossible because it's technically possible.
It is.
But it would be, the chances of that are so slim.
You probably have a better chance of winning lottery.
Probably.
All right.
My guess is
it's never happened.
If it were to happen and an umpire caught it, my guess is they would rule it a home run, but that's just my guess.
Yeah, maybe they have a ground rule for that if it does get over a fence, and then I don't know. I would assume a temporary fence does get put out here, but maybe not. We can't assume that. So then you have this. I'm assuming this is a practice football field because they've got I guess a track there. No, or this might actually be their football field because I see some stands there, and the track looks kind of dingy. So I think this is their actual football field. And then it goes way deep into the furthest point is 464, 463-ish, right there. Dead center is about 420, blaze it maybe? No, 430, 430. Then it's completely angular here. You have these stands here for football, but I'm assuming there's probably some sort of stoppage somewhere here, maybe. I see some lights here, so there's probably a little bit of a fence on these sidelines. But yeah, this is a interesting looking field. I will say I like the backstop. Have you seen this?
Yeah.
It's not rounded. It looks fairly interesting. I don't know which ballpark this reminds me of.
It reminds me of Yankee.
No, well,
I mean, not in the squareness, but how Yankee kind of like curves down at the last minute into a very
old Yankee, right? Because New Yankee's fairly normal. Maybe the Oakland Coliseum.
Maybe
they took out seats, when it's in its and they fill it up when it's in football mode. But yeah, okay. And also, their softball field is not perfectly rounded, which I appreciate. Look at that.
That's unusual.
I appreciate some uniqueness in the softball fields. So, and then yeah, this is just a track here, and I guess
apparently this episode was sponsored by Saints Row. So
yeah,
thank you, Saints Row.
Yeah, Saints Row. So, okay, I like this one. Interesting. So this is the first one that we saw that's actually weird here. Even though it looks like they had this, this looks like they have the space to put like the football field here in this track, or make a new field here. But I guess they just they have so much space here to work with. But I guess athletics aren't up to par yet. But baseball field's at least a full infield. You see that?
Yeah, thank God.
Been very rare that we've seen this. And yeah, I like this softball field. Yeah. Okay. So next. Good job, Hialeah, Miami Lakes. Westland, Hialeah Senior High School. They don't have a field. They don't have room for a field. Okay, we're gonna move on to Chickenry Senior High School.
Plenty of chickens down here.
Oh yeah. And I don't think they have an actual field.
Have baseball.
Nah, this is just like a little PE rec field maybe. Or I think they have softball because they have some stands here maybe. And they probably put out a temporary fence.
Although, man, they really need to landscape that thing. Good lord.
Yeah. Alright, so let's go to Everglades High School. That's taking us out to the edge. So let's see what they've got. That's their football field, and they have a pretty nice looking track. No colored actual like football field though. This is their baseball field, which is fairly normal, right?
But it's somewhat angular.
It's somewhat. It's right here. This portion right here is a little bit uneven. So it does add some character to it, but the rest of it's pretty pretty standard looking baseball field. I'm not gonna measure it, and their softball field the same as standard, even, symmetrical. All right. Next is Ronald Reagan Doral Senior High School, because Ronald Reagan was a stout Floridian. Okay, so this is their field. Whoa, that is a rough looking.
Hey, what?
This is the roughest grass we've seen so far. Yeah, so that's their baseball field, and I don't see any fencing or anything here. There's this fence here. And I think a dual scoreboard, if it looks like that to me. Do you see this?
I do.
where one faces towards the baseball field and the other one towards the softball field. So
That's actually kind of clever.
it is just to use the same space from, I guess, the same like wires and whatnots there. I don't know why I'm looking on this. Whoops. All right, so I want to get these measured. Cause like the home, let's get to home plate here. I think it's like right here. Home plate, and then down the right field line is about about the same size as Yankee Stadium, 314. And then if I don't see any fencing here, so they might incorporate the fence of the softball field as part of it here, which means that it curves, but it curves outward, which is interesting, to say the least.
Although there's not a chance they would let the scoreboard be in play. That's way too dangerous.
Maybe, probably not. And maybe they add like temporary fencing around this, because the basketball courts are about 330 down the left field line here. So that would make a natural fence here with a foul pole. And then, but if not, they've got all of this space, and then to these 10 basketball courts or whatever, it's about 465. So this would be too ridiculous for it to actually happen. So I would assume temporary fencing does go out somewhere here to encase all of this. But this is the worst grass that we've seen so far.
Oh yeah.
Like by far the worst one. So we're done. We're done with this one. And it doesn't look like they have a football program. Unless this is the football field, in which case, pray for those kids' knees and legs and and everything else.
Good lord.
Yeah. That's in Doral. It's a good neighborhood too. I don't know. Get those property taxes up, folks. Let's go. All right. So let's see. North Gardens.
Remember when A-Rod was talking about how Doral was?
No, that was Kendall. The Hood.
Oh, it was Kendall.
Yeah. We might look at some of those fields in Kendall too. So we'll.
What did he say? What did he call it? He
the
said.
Hood.
He called it the Hood.
All right. Next is Mater Academy Charter High School. Let's see what they've got. They've got an interesting looking hat. What is this? Have you ever seen this?
It's probably a practice field. They probably play. There are a lot of schools in this area that share football stadiums, or share one football stadium,
or rec fields or something.
Right. So my guess is like there's one. I'll think of it in a second. But this is probably just like a.
Whoops. Oh, okay.
This is probably just a mini practice field for them.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
If you look up, Miami-Dade College North.
Miami-Dade College. All right, let's go there. Let's fly on over to MDC. All right, here we are.
I'm thinking. Yeah. So that stadium is used by multiple programs. They share the field.
Okay. All right, that makes sense. Just have a bunch of schools play there over the course of a weekend.
Right. Like Texas is renowned for that. They'll have schools for they'll have stadiums that cover an entire school district.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's not as feasible here considering how many schools we have, but there are a few stadiums like that are shared.
While we're here, let's take a look.
While we're looking at it,
yeah, let's take a look at the baseball field over at Miami-Dade College.
That one's actually quite weird.
Yeah, I mean it's fairly old. I do like all the trees out here to
But
kind
not
of
just
create the
that,
backdrop.
but it doesn't have a typical curve. It kind of goes up and then down.
It
You know?
flattens, right? Yeah, it flattens a little bit. So let's measure it. Let's zoom in on home plate here, and then we'll go from there. So down right field line, about 325. It's longer than Yankee Stadium. And then it gets fairly deep after that.
Yeah.
Like dead center is about 415, 16-ish.
It's a really steep jaunt north.
Yeah, because it's flat. This wall is flat here.
Yeah.
And then it curves, and then it flattens again, and then curves back. But it's
Right.
not, like you said, it's not typical. So it's flat along the left field line too, and they're fairly even, both probably the same distance down the same lines. It's symmetrical, but it's not like the perfectly rounded symmetrical fields.
Right.
But it has deep center field. That's a really deep field.
Francisco, do you know the nickname of the Miami-Dade college sports teams?
Are they the Sharks?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Very good.
I know Nova's the Sharks too.
Yeah, a lot of sharks here.
All right. So there's it's Miami-Dade College North. Let's get back to our list here. Where were we? Let's just go here. William H. Turner Technical Arts High School. There's some that I do have to show you that are really interesting that maybe
Okay.
you haven't even heard about. So there's their football field, track. Yeah, it's there. Softball field is perfectly symmetrical, and the baseball field
They
is,
need to do some work on those. Good lord.
baseball
Wow.
field. I mean, the grass has taken over the infield.
I know. Like, honestly, at that rate, if you don't want to deal with that, just turf the whole thing and create light bits.
Yeah, and I guess benefit of the doubt. Maybe these are old images, and some of these schools maybe have upkept, or maybe it's off season and they upkeep them later, or maybe they've replaced them with fully turf fields. But yeah, this field has, I guess, it's fairly rounded here, and then it has the building here. Which doesn't constitute a wall, though, unfortunately. That would have been pretty cool.
Yeah.
The building served as a wall. But it's just a fence here that flattens a little bit, but not, like, noticeably. So it's a fairly standard field. So that's William H. Turner North Park High School. Alrighty. And I don't see any fields, so we'll move on to Miami Central High School. So Miami Central. Did we just do this one? Yeah, we did. Whoopsies. Why did I click on the other one? Oh, they're right next to each other. That's interesting. Alright, maybe they share the same field. Seed School of Miami, we'll keep moving. We're gonna move fairly quickly. Here, School for Advanced Studies. That's very vague, but sure. And then it's right here with Miami-Dade College. All right, we're back to Chickenry, the Cope Center. It's the same area, so Monsignor Edward Pace High School. Let's go up there. All right. So here we go. Let's take a look. Football field. It's there. It's blank and doing its thing. I'm assuming this is a PE field, just like a field there. I was looking at these stands, kind of weird. Their softball field is here. It looks fairly. It's pretty oblong. Look at this. You see
That's
this?
even more pronounced than the other one.
This looks like Yankee Stadium. Look at it. Has a short porch and right. It gets weirdly deep in like left center. Do you see it?
I do see it.
Yeah, this is like mini Yankee Stadium. Like no joke this time. I'm sincere with this one. I like this.
Although Yankee is symmetrical for the most part.
No, it's actually it's new Yankee is more than old Yankee was.
I thought it was the same dimensions.
No, it's slightly different. Not as deep backstop, and there's some differences. Go on Clem's baseball. You'll see the differences. He has a great feature where you can just kind of flip back and forth real quick with the features and the dimensions. All right, and here's their baseball field in way better condition than the football field, so we know what they care about.
And very square.
Yeah, this is like I don't know, Tiger Stadium.
Yeah, let's give it. You mean the original one, right? Not Comerica.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. All right, so down the right field line, about 305. Oh, that's nice. That's good. All right, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
I like that.
I wish UCF would extend one of their dimensions out to 407 feet.
Yeah, and then about 400 feet towards dead center, so very major league like. Deepest, yeah, that's deepest part. These 2 points right here, about 404, something like that. But it's very angular and not symmetrical, but square in that sense, but not perfectly square with this little thing. I like this. I like this field, very much so. They've got some nice stands here. I got a broadcast box. I give a thumbs up for this one.
The diamond itself is giving me a little bit of Fenway vibes.
Yeah, it has the love handles.
Yeah. This is cool. I'm watching the Marlins game. Nick Martinez of the Padres is, I don't know if it's his major league debut, but no, it's not. But he is from Miami, so his family is in attendance.
Oh, okay.
Marlins are ahead 4-3.
Oh, they finally scored a fourth run.
They're going into
They were
Bobby Davis.
They were on pace to tie the 1969 California Angels for the most consecutive games without scoring 3 runs or more, or no, without scoring more than 3 runs. Their offense is the team's offense is horrible. It's awful, and they won't tie it. So there we go. The Marlins' ineptitude has been avoided for now, at least. There's still time to break that record. Plenty of games left. Okay, so we're gonna go Miami Northwest Senior High School. Let's see their baseball field. Here we go. This one is literally diamond shaped.
Huh.
As you can see.
Diamondception.
And wow, very, very, very little foul territory. And backstop, if you can see that.
Yep.
So, yeah, that, and I can kind of tell that the center field fence is pretty high. Because it looks like it has some extra oomph behind there for the batter's eye here. Because it's only 334 to dead center. Deepest point is this 347, or maybe, let me zoom out a little bit. Or yeah, about 347 on each side here, and then down the lines right here. About 290-ish. This is a really small ballpark. 290 down left, but down right it's about 316, 15, maybe Yankee Stadium-ish at 314. But This is a small baseball field. Very small field. So I'm going to assume, if I can kind of see, they've got a fairly okay.
Hitting the head pitch.
You can tell. See, so the center field wall is fairly high. Right there.
Yeah, look.
Center field is high, but the rest is pretty small. Yeah, that's an interesting baseball field. I don't see any football field here. They've got this right here with the blue track.
I can dig that.
I dig the blue track.
Yeah. Update: Garrett Cooper was hit in the head with a pitch. He's out of the game.
Oof.
Being replaced on the base paths by John Birdie.
He's the stolen base leader in baseball, if you can believe it. Yeah. I think he's got like 25 or something like that.
That hurts.
It's fairly little. And so it's one of the things that I hope the Marlins just start him every game from here on out, so he can win like I think the Lou Brock Award for most stolen bases. And then Sandy can win the Cy Young, so we have something to cheer for, you know? Okay, so this school doesn't have any...
Oh, he just got caught stealing.
Okay, so yeah, they're trying to get him to keep that, to win that.
But wait, they're going to challenge. Looks like you're going to challenge.
Let's see, Miami Springs Senior High School, let's go there. Alright, so here we go. So Miami Springs Senior High School, they've got the non-third and first base paths.
Oh, you know what? I think he's safe.
Oh, good. So this one has the nondescript, just infinite outfield towards left and center.
Oh man, imagine hitting it toward right center. You clear that fence. You have a better chance of it clearing a fence and getting back into play at this one.
Yeah, they've got
You
this.
just have to miss the trees.
Yeah, you got this large. I don't know what this is. It's like a parking. Yeah, it's a parking lot. Large parking lot with a fence here, and there's a fence here for the actual baseball field and the lights, I think. Let me see.
They are indeed challenging the play.
And the lights, yeah, the scoreboard's there. There's a tree here. Okay. So there's just a fence here just hanging. And then, yeah, like nothing after this, but they've got lights here. So they have to surround this somehow with a fence of some sort, some temporary fence. You got this pile. I don't know what this pile is. It might just be just a pile of rocks or something here. I don't know what this is. It's got some sort of surrounding in it. Maybe it's a Native American monument. I have no idea, but it's there.
Birdie was ruled safe.
Yay! So another one for the Major League stolen base leader. If you can believe it.
I'll admit that was close though. I can't blame the umpire for calling that out. It was just he's up to 30 now.
Yeah, okay.
3 ahead of the next one. Yeah, it was very, very close, but
so this is 320 down the right field line, and then this fence ends here at 331, and then it's just whatever you want it to be from here. There's a light here, a light tower here, which is about 313, which isn't that far. Or I don't know what this is. I have no idea what this is. Or maybe these are like benches for like the soccer here, but it's nothing out here, and I don't see any lights actually. So they probably just play during the day here. They do not have any lights. All right, so that's Miami Springs Senior High School. All right, so let me find you, Andrew, the one that I wanted to show you that was really interesting. Let Let me see if I can find it. So I'm gonna zoom out over here, and we're gonna redo our search. And I will be able to see it if it'll let me. Gosh darn it, I had it. Why is this not working the way it was when I was searching it before? I'll just add an S to it and we'll see. Alright, so we'll is it here? Is it Cutler Bay? Senior high school? Let me look here. I guess, oh no, they don't have a field of any sort here. Ugh. All right. Well, I'll look for it in the end some other time.
Okay.
And I'll maybe I'll look because I found it on my phone, and it's really probably one of the most interesting football fields that you'll see.
Okay.
So this is Coral Reef High School with their weirdly shaped field
Whoa.
here. Look at the fence there. Now this is interesting. This is a good one.
Nice find.
So Coral Reef High School. I didn't see this one, my other one, but let's take a look at this. I want to see if this fence is in play a little bit. I don't think this part is, but you know, it'll provide some sort of challenge for the left fielder, I guess. It just ends right there, but it's about 320-ish over there. It's pretty oblong, going all the way over here. Dead center is about 380, 85-ish, around here. And then way more oblong, gets deeper around here in right field, out here. And then right field wall is very deep. It's about 340, 330-ish, 335-ish right here. So this is an interesting field. And it's foul territory is asymmetrical as well. It's kind of more squared off here, and it's more rounded here. This is a good one. I like this. And the softball field's typical softball field. And then the football field. So, all right. Let's go to the next one. So that was Coral Reef High School. Miami Sunset Senior High School. Let's take a look. And they've got a fairly normal looking field there. Same thing with their softball field. Move on. American High School Academy. Man, it's gonna kill me to not find that field, but it's on the coast. It's on the coast. Kendall Greens High School. I don't see any field there. So let's go to Palmetto High School. Okay, they don't have a field either. Let's keep going. Cutler Bay Senior High School. We just saw this one? Yeah, we did. Alright, Chambers High School. And it doesn't look like they have a field. They have a bunch of rec fields around them, so they probably use those rather than have one for themselves. Miami Killian Senior High School in the hood. I think this is where A-Rod went, actually. If you can believe it. Actually, he might have actually gone to the school. Alright, So, do you see this, Andrew?
Yeah.
This one's a rectangular or angular, actually. Pretty angular here.
This is giving me Comerica vibes.
Yeah, it does. It does. It doesn't have the base paths here. It weirdly has a path that leads to this part of the infield.
Yeah. That's weird.
That's weird, and not on the first base slide for whatever reason.
I guess that's the home team side is on third.
Yeah, but even then, this doesn't make any sense.
I know, it makes no sense.
Even if it's like, oh, for the machines to tend to the dirt, or if they have like the, even then, it still doesn't make sense. Down the right field line is about 320, 325, fairly deeper towards left. Dead center is about 385, and the deepest part is 389 on the left, and actually, yeah, about 389, 390 on these 2 points on these sides here. But okay, all right, angular. We'll move on. So that was Miami Killian, Palmetto Bay Academy. And nope. All right, Felix Varela, Senior High School. Let's take a look at you. They've got the softball field and baseball field right next to each other. The the first base line fence acts as the left field wall of the softball field, which is a angular softball field rather than rounded. And,
again, I'm digging the angularness.
Yeah, and good luck to these homes here, these apartments, for any girl that really lays into one. Unless they've got a fairly high fence, maybe, but it's pretty angular. I like the softball field. Football field's nothing to write home about. And then here's the baseball field.
It's like a carbon copy.
Yeah, just a bigger version of that softball field. Which I will say this: kudos on the symmetry between the two.
I agree.
So, good on them. I'm not gonna measure. I mean, this looks fairly deeper here than over there. That's kind of the weirder point that I see here. Let me measure it. This point here is about 395, and then dead center is about 385. So it's like 10 feet higher.
It's slightly off kilter.
Further, yeah. So it's not perfectly symmetrical, but the same thing for the softball field. It looks the same. And it's about 335-ish down right. And then towards left, actually, they're both the same on each side there. And yeah. All right, but I like this. I like the combination of these two, that one just looks like a miniature version of the other.
That's really cool.
So, good job.
Props.
Good job, Felix Varela. All right, Mavericks High School in Fort Lauderdale. Wow, they're taking us far this time. Let's see. Okay, we already saw. I think it's a combination there. Robert Morgan High School. Let's take a look. Doesn't seem like they have a field. All right. Dade Prep Academy. They've got to have a field, right? Prep school. Not sure. Nope, they don't. South Dade Senior High School. Let's go down. All right, South Dade Senior High School. Football field's nothing to write home about. Softball field. Ooh, wait a second, Andrew. Softball field. Weird fence.
Wow.
Look at this. What the heck is this? Do you see this?
I do see this.
All right, so let me get all of this stuff out of the way. So it feels like they accidentally put this flight tower too close. Like, they measured correctly here-ish, a little bit. Actually, it's kind of weird here too. But the other one, they're like, whoops-a-daisy. We brought that too close. Because they have the space, if you see it. They have the space for like a regular symmetrical softball field. But I think they just measured wrong.
Well, the old saying is measure twice, cut once.
Yeah.
They obviously didn't follow that here.
Yeah. Let me see it in 3D. Can we see that fence in 3D? It looks fairly high for like a softball field. But maybe that's just the shadows that are really leaning on here. But I mean, just look at this. It looks it's regular here. Then it juts inwards. This light tower here. Then it juts outwards to make up for this.
Mm-hmm.
And it's weirdly oblong here. It kind of pinches back in, and then it punches back out, and then it's like like the only normal part of this is this little bit of right field wall, and then the rest is that. But that's good. It has character, right? They're just like, screw it. We'll make it up. I like this. This is fun. This is a fun softball.
It reminds me a little bit, very little, of Minute Maid, where it has the short fence and it juts out pretty quick.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, except this looks very improvised. And you could tell like they couldn't do any more because I don't know, these trees were here. And maybe there's like a flagpole here or something, but yeah. So let's take a look at their baseball field, which looks, oh, all right. I like this school here. They've got a weird outfield. Look at this.
Are you talking about the grass design?
No, well, the grass design is also kind of funky, but look at the outfield wall.
It's rounded, but not.
It looks like Lisa Simpson's hair. All right. It's not rounded at all. It's very.
Well, I mean, it follows the same pattern.
Yeah.
Around. It's not crazy designs. It's even. Not rounded. It's even.
So it's about 325 down right. Then a flat wall going up towards this point here, which is about 370. Then keeps going about to dead center here to this point at the top, which is 385. Then back down, and yeah, it's even. Yes, 370 right here, and then down the right field. So it is a symmetrical, like you said, but it's very polygonal. That's a good word. That's a good word for it.
Word.
And the I guess the foul territory, like this fence is kind of like here. There's way more space here on this left side than the right side. And you can tell they have like their batting cages and stuff here.
Yeah.
And yeah, so the home team side is definitely on the left. And yeah, this is a nice field, and that softball field, it's the weirdest one we've seen so far.
Yeah.
You just love seeing the fact that you clearly tell like they put the light pole first before they put the fence.
Yeah. That's really weird.
Alright, so that was, which school was this? South Dade Senior High School. So let's go Michael Douglas MacArthur South Senior High School. It's a mouthful. And there's a public park here, so they don't have one. Alright, there's another Cope Center. Is this actual high school? They do have a actual fence here. Did we see this one? Oh no, it's Coral Reef High School. We've already been here. Okay, never mind. Let's see. Richmond Heights High School. Oh no, that's the same area. senior high school. I think we've been here. Educational center. Okay. All right. So
I think Charles is trying to cope with how badly the Yankees are doing.
oh,
They just their 5th straight series loss. They lost to us this evening, the Rays.
ooh.
So he said in chat, and I quote, August baseball means nothing in that division. See, I win either way, Andrew. Either we win the World Series or Aaron Boone manages his way to unemployment. The year of Charles the year of the Charles continues.
The year of the Charles continues. Yeah.
So I had to specify it wasn't year of Charles, it was year of the Charles.
Yeah. All right. So let me go. Actually, let me find the field that is on the.
Okay, since I'm watching baseball and it happens to be the Padres, we haven't been on a show to discuss this. Can we just talk about fucking LOL with Fernando Tatis Jr.? Fucking LOL. LOL. Not even LOL. No. It's not even LOL. It's capital ROTFLMAO. All capital.
It's funny. It is funny that this is happening, and it's happening to the Padres. Let's see, Archbishop Coleman. It's okay. It's symmetrical.
It's like a mini version of that one we saw earlier.
Yeah. Maybe or the Miami-Dade College one, right?
Yeah, the one that goes like really friggin'
Deep into center field. Yeah, and then the
Right.
softball fields, whatever. All right, so let me find the one that is on the thumbnail of this video on YouTube. Let's see, I think it's the Florida Christian School. And here we are. All right, so Andrew, welcome to the Florida Christian School. This is their baseball field.
what?
Welcome. It's fairly obvious they had to make use of the space to combine soccer, football, baseball, and softball into one area, and they've found a really interesting way of doing it.
This validates my position that Boone doesn't know how to manage. Year of the Charles.
Oh boy. So, all right. First, I'm gonna take you to left field, which is angular here, but then you have the football bleachers that kind of pop in there with this weird wall here, and then the warning track ends right there. Then it's infinity after that. It leads into the rest of the football field and the softball field here. And then the warning track comes back right here into right field, where these basketball courts are. There's a scoreboard right here with this fence, which looks fairly high if you can tell by the shadow, and is right there. So this is a really weird looking field.
No kidding.
Even like with the temporary fence, let's say you build a temporary, if they have a temporary fence, if it's just where these warning tracks end, it would be like this, which I'm going to assume isn't the case. But even then, if it's further, if it's deeper, then it'll. I have no idea. But this is a weird baseball field, and they use it, so it's like it has a full infield. So it looks like they take care of it. They've got a high right field wall because right field is only about 245 down the right field line. Very short. This foul pole is about, or not this light tower is about 250-ish. The warning track here ends at 266. Then infinity out here. It returns here at these football bleachers at 330, which is around dead center. It gets deeper to this point around 339, 340. Then this point here, which is about 363-ish. And then this regular field. And even then, look at the light tower. And look at the fence. So they had to accommodate for the light tower. So it goes to this point here. It juts in the light tower here at 339. 334 here just to accommodate the light tower, and it juts back out a little bit back at 340, and then it ends around around here, which is about 3.
Again, this is another field where
20.
you can hit it over a fence and it goes back into play.
Possibly, yes. So this is a I found it just like trying to find some things around here, just say, is there anything interesting here? And well, there definitely is something interesting here. I mean, look at this. Look at this beauty. This is what you see. You can see the high right field wall with the scoreboard built into it. And this is beauty. This is baseball beauty right here. I just don't know what they consider would be a reasonable distance into the outfield here. Like let's kind of hypothesize what their thinking was, because like a standard right field, how deep would you say would it be around here? Like 3. But you still have to make up for the fact that everywhere else is, I mean, this is fairly normal dimensions here, except for this jutting out here, but then like really short right field. So they have to make it up, right, for the pitchers to be fairly even. So like 350 is like right here, 360. I don't know, it has to be, or maybe at the end of these bleachers here, which would be around 400 feet. I'm not sure. I would love to know what their temporary fence situation is. I mean, it could possibly be the center line of the soccer field here. You see this?
Yeah.
They could just have like a straight like wall that just goes right there. And then it would end right here at these bleachers at 356. That's a possibility. But it's an interesting field. I like it. And the softball field is also not normal either, because look at this outfield wall with their own little scoreboard here that juts inwards. Then this weird wallish going out there. They have to move these the goals nets from the soccer field there. And I'm assuming I don't see any football lines, but if they do have a football field, because I saw the image. So, and then right here, this you see the this little shack here where the foul pole is for the right field wall, and then I guess they just add a temporary fence. Maybe it's slightly rounded, I would assume, like here, but even the softball field has some weirdness in that left field wall. It's fun. This is a fun field here. I would say this would be a fun place to hit for sure, especially if you're a lefty.
Oh yeah.
That right field wall, hell yeah, that'd be great to play in as a lefty. It's like the Polo Grounds. Oh man. So that was that one, and I am kicking myself that I let me look on my app, because I was looking on Google Maps or Google Earth on the on my phone, and that's when I started finding some of these other ones.
You Marlins are you like the drama, don't you?
Are they falling apart here?
So it's top of the ninth. You've got 2 runners on, first and second, 1 out, 2-2 count to Cronenworth, who strikes out looking.
Oof.
Wow, and that was a pitch basically right down Broadway, and he.
Damn, he wasn't expecting it. He's probably expecting a breaking ball or something.
It was a little bit inside, but it was definitely, it wasn't like one of those like edge cases.
Mhm.
That was a pitch you have to swing at.
Okay.
It's inner third, but in the middle, so it's like, but anyway, 2 outs, 2 runners on.
Woo.
4-3 game. Batting now is one of my favorite players, Will Myers.
Oh yeah, former Ray.
Mm-hmm. And
I'm watching it on game day on the MLB app, so I'm a bit ahead right now.
I have tons of respect for guys that hit without batting gloves.
Oh yeah. All right. So I found the school, Andrew. I found
All right,
it.
let's do this.
So hopefully the game's over. Marlins win.
Hey,
The
you got a series win against the Padres.
The San Diego Padres. All right, so we're going to Ransom Everglades High School.
Okay.
Is this it? Is this the one?
The dozens of people in the crowd are very excited, as I can tell from this video.
Okay, hold on. Is this the right one? Or was it a different one? No, it's a different one. Gosh darn, I thought it was this one. Oh, there's the high school. Okay, that's the middle school. This is the high school. All right, so this is Ransom Everglades High School, Andrew. All right, it's right on the coast.
That's cool.
Here's their football field.
Usual for a high school to have its own swimming and dive. What the hell?
Here's their football field.
That's got to be under construction.
But even then, look at it. It's right on the coast.
That's really cool.
That is really cool. Imagine being the kicker. And you're kicking it towards the ocean.
Oh, and then conversely, you on the other way, you can kick it into the pool.
Yeah, you get the splashdown on the other side. Yeah.
Either way, you have a non-zero chance of a splashdown.
Yeah, unless they have like a netting, but even then you could probably pop one up there. But yeah, it's under construction. You can see I'm probably assuming this is a turf field, given how like nice the lines are. So they're probably putting together all of this. Although this looks like boating stuff, so maybe they have a surf team or something like that. But yeah, this is I found this. It's not a baseball field. They don't look like they have room for a baseball team. But their football team, man. I would like try and recruit people just to be like, look at our like view. Look at where we are. I'm sure this is a very affluent neighborhood, for sure. Just given like, look how nice that pool is.
Yeah.
This is an affluent neighborhood. They have tennis.
Here's the other thing.
Yeah.
You know how I know it's an affluent school?
Yeah.
It's an Olympic-sized pool.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Because you can see the crossings, because an Olympic pool generally is 50 meters long by 25 meters wide. High schools typically do 25-meter races. So they know what they're doing. That's a high quality facility there.
Yeah.
I've never seen one dedicated just to a high school.
Oh, they're called the Raiders. Okay. There's a name there.
The Raiders.
The Ransom Everglades Raiders.
The Raiders.
And yeah, this is man, this is interesting. Like soccer and football.
For anyone going left, I feel bad for anyone that has to make a running catch into the end zone. I hope they have padding or something
Yeah.
Because if you're going full speed, you're going right into that fence. There is no backstop.
I mean, we'll see. This is from Google Earth, so the image is from November of 2017. So this is probably done, and I'm sure it's really really nice. I'd be tempted to drive by, but like you can't drive to see it from the other. So you have to have a boat to see it from the. This school has a boat park, like docking area. Right? Oh, like there's a kid that probably boats to school here.
You know what's the funny thing? For some colleges, Tennessee and Washington, their stadiums are right off of a river. They have something called sailgating.
That's cool. Almost like the Giants in San Francisco.
Right. So there's a high school that can do sailgating.
Damn. And
fuckers.
Yeah, I don't get why on my Google Earth app on my phone this is completed. I see it completed here. It looks really nice. And on here it's not. But oh well. I guess they're different images for whatever reason. But man, this is I found it. I'm just like, my God. That's a really nice place. Alright, so I mean, we could keep looking around here, but those are some of the weirder ones that I found. The last two that I've shown you. And at least that one's super interesting. So you said you want to go to Japan?
Yeah, why not?
Let's go to Japan. Let's go to Japan. Why not? Let's see what they've got for baseball fields here. Okay, let's zoom in. Gosh darn it, why is it doing this? There we go. Okay. I mean, if I type in high school, or maybe just type in baseball, maybe it'll... Baseball, and maybe it'll give me something. Nope, it's taking us right back to Florida.
Okay.
All right, Google Earth.
It does not want us to go to Japan. I get it.
Or maybe just typing it in English, we won't be able to. So we'd have to just hover over and see what we could find. Which I mean, we can do. I don't mind. We got time to kill. Let's take a look real quick. Let's see if we can zoom up over. But I mean, just judging by all the Japanese animes that I watched, they're a lot of like they have like all dirt fields. A lot of these schools.
Yeah.
Like all dirt, and it's like just like a recreation space, like a big giant square. Okay, we're going to. Man, Tokyo. It's kind of intimidating just seeing it from above.
It's one city.
Yeah.
Like it makes Miami look feeble.
Yeah.
Looks.
Type in school. Will that take me anywhere? Okay. Okay, so I guess they've given me some options here. Let me type high school. Maybe it'll give me something. Okay, so they do give us the option to look for high schools here. So let's give it a shot. Okay, so they've got a. Is this a swimming thing? I don't know what this is. It doesn't look like they have a field or they have a track here. Yeah, I see they have all dirt areas like this.
Yeah.
And they just use it for like multi-purpose stuff. So I mean look here to see if I can kind of make any sort of like they have lines here and all that stuff. So maybe they do use this for baseball. Possibly this could be the backstop. It kind of has that sort of like feeling to it.
Yeah.
So this is fairly different. So that's the Yokosuka High School. Let's find a different one to see. Well, that's kind of typical what I've seen in, like, animes and stuff like that. Because I watch all these slice of life animes. And it's usually just like a big patch of dirt. Alright, so like here, you can clearly see this is their baseball field. And alright. These are interesting dimensions here, Andrew.
Yep. Has kind of a semi-polo grounds vibe.
Yeah.
Where it hits the ball and then it just goes north.
So, I'm not sure how they do this. Because you can see, like, they have, like, a point here. And I don't know if this is considered, like, the foul pole? But, oh, no, this is a different field. Look. This looks like a home plate here, and they have bases here. And, yeah, the line keeps going. So, okay, so these are the dimensions. They're weird. Alright, let's go. Let's do it. So, this is their, this field right here. Let's, measure. Look for home plate. Look at that backstop.
What backstop?
Like, pass balls. Like,
in some ways, a pass ball would actually be good because if it tricks the runner, it just comes right back at you.
Yeah, but you'd have to throw it like it, because if it hits here, that's gonna jut over here. You know?
Right.
Like, you'd have to have, like, the first baseman run in to get the bounce and then throw to second or something like that. And the pitcher would just have to, like, break for first base or something. Like, that'd probably be, like, the way that they could do that. But, yeah, that backstop is interesting. And then going down the right field line to this foul pole here. It's very short, 265, but they got a high fence. Like a really high fence. Trying to go 3D here, but I think it's loading for me.
Yay, it's Saints Row again.
Yeah, they've been good with us so far. I don't know if I want to buy it though. I like Saints Row. I like the series, but
I've never played any of them.
It's like Grand Theft Auto. It's an open world game, but it's more ridiculous. Like, the storyline is ridiculous. It doesn't take itself seriously. Like, even though Grand Theft Auto has some ridiculous stuff, but it's more grounded in that sense, in some ways. Whereas Saints Row is just like, there's aliens, there's like all kinds of weird things. Down to right field here, it's 355. They've got high fences here. So it makes up for anything that goes down. Dead center field is 307. 312 into this little point here that juts inwards here at 291, and then really weird here to right field. It's 350 down the left field line. So, and foul territory is different for sure, and they've got bullpens and stuff here. But yeah, this is a multi-purpose dirt space with no grass whatsoever. And I don't know. Maybe we'll see. Maybe we'll see if they are ever if any of these schools are investing in like turf fields. Because I would assume that's better than the dirt, you know?
Right.
But remember, like, they treat high school baseball over there like college football here.
Right.
Like, high school baseball there, they go insane. They have nationally televised games. Like, it's crazy over there. College baseball isn't really that big of a thing over there. It's like in Canada. Like, college hockey's not really a big thing in Canada. It's
right.
Usually they go to the major juniors, and that's like the bigger thing. And in like the Canadian Hockey League. All right, so that's all right, Andrew. Right, this uncultured swine visits Japan.
I can dig it.
Roppongi High School in Tokyo. I
I'm
mean, let's like
really glad he took this opportunity to go international.
yeah. Let's see. For some reason they have the pool in Spanish. The name for some it's that piscina. That's what it's called in Spanish. That's what a pool is called.
Right.
So I don't know who marked this, but it's in Spanish for whatever reason. They have just like a patch grass field here, and then they've got this miniature track. I've never seen this before, but or this is I see like maybe it's this is like an elementary school. Maybe it's a combination of the two, but yeah. All right, let's move on. They don't have a baseball field. Hibiya High School. Remember, the population's like super dense, so we're not going to be moving very far in a lot of these. They have the tennis courts here, and then they've got this big giant dirt patch that's for whatever they need it for. I don't see any remnants of a baseball field. Do you?
No.
Not really. Probably soccer or something like that, but
I mean, you could have. Nah, those would be too short.
yeah, and I don't see
I
any.
saw that little curve, so I thought maybe it would have been there, but the fences would have been non-existent.
Yeah, so they probably don't have space for baseball. So we're gonna move on to Azabu Junior and Senior High School. Let's see. And there's a field here. Azabu Sports Field. All right, so a symmetrical baseball field here. This is kind of the typical things that I would thought Japan fields are like, but Andrew proved me wrong with like the first school that we saw. They got a bunch of tennis courts and this big patch of dirt. So, but yeah, it's a symmetrical baseball field here that they probably use. Even if it's not officially the schools, they probably play there. Adachi High School. So we'll go here now. They've got this little miniature track here. All the elementary schools have little miniature tracks. Look at that. So they got their kids running over there. So here, big giant square dirt field. So you can tell they have like they have a track-ish here.
Mm-hmm.
And then this big giant rectangular thing. I don't know where baseball would be. It'd probably be like this, right?
I guess.
I don't see any markings for like a bullpen or anything like that. I see like a curvish shape here, which is always a possibility that but I'm not sure. I don't know how they do things, but I don't see any markings of a baseball field. So we're gonna move on. Zama American Middle High School. So maybe these are for expats, possibly.
Could be.
That could be. They've got a football field, Andrew.
Hey,
Look at that.
American high school then.
Wow. So they have a football field. It's a turf field. They have a big track as well. This looks like an American high school in Japan. They've got the tennis courts here. But I don't see... Oh, there is a baseball field here.
Kind of.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, even if it's like a rec field, we're gonna look at it. Because most likely, baseball is the most popular sport there. So if like the high school team wants to play baseball, this is the closest field. So I would assume that this is what they're gonna use. So let me see it in 3D. There's like a big shack here or something. Very high walls. You see this. High fencing there. So I'm going to assume they do actually use this to play real baseball. And we're going to measure it because this is a very oblong shape for sure. And it's all enclosed, so they probably do maybe play some soccer or something here as well.
Yeah.
But it's weirdly shaped. It's a weirdly shaped rec space regardless. So this is home plate. And down the right field line into, I guess these are trees that are there. Or just really weird looking grass, I'm not sure. But it's 315 down right. So that's 1 foot larger than Yankee Stadium.
That'll never get old.
No, it does not.
It'll never get old. It'll never get old.
Maybe if they actually build a real field. So, oh, by the way, the Chris Woodard, the one who started the Yankee Stadium's Little League field, got fired by the Texas Rangers. So, so the fourth manager to get fired this year. 376 to this point here. Dead center is about 390, and then it gets really weird oblong here. The deepest part of the park is 500 feet right here. They got the shack here, and then the left field line is about 450 down, to that area there. So, weird looking field, and I'm trying to see if there's like any remnant of like a foul pole, because then for sure this is the actual dimensions. But regardless, it's an interesting looking field, even if it's just for rec, or maybe this American high school uses it for sure. But look at that, an American high school with an actual football field in Japan. All right.
Well, you'd be surprised. There is college football played in Japan.
That's right. I think you're the one who brought it up on our show once before. All right. So Chao University, Suginami High School. They've got a mini soccer field here, which is interesting. They've got tennis, swimming pool, but I don't see a baseball field, so we shall move on. Yokota High School. Move on over here. They've got an American football field. Huh. Look at that. The second one that we found in Japan. Yokota is a high school located on the Yokota Air Base, so there's probably some expats there that brought it on over.
Can you tell if it's an American air base or a Japanese air base?
This is part of the Department of Defense education activity. Yeah, but even then, Japan's like the U.S. protectorate, So, regardless, there's an American football field here. All right, this is a softball field over here. Looks standard. And I don't see baseball. All right, so no baseball, but football. All right, cool. Kamata High School. Okay. They've got big giant patch of dirt here with what looks like a makeshift track. And I mean, this looks like a baseball, like the shape of it looks like a baseball backstop.
A little bit, yeah.
So there's always a possibility that.
See the bases. He says 4.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. So okay, so they do use it for baseball. They've got these here. It's not a high quality image that we can see, but maybe these are bullpens, possibly. And this does look like a backstop, right? And I think
Absolutely.
This is home plate right there. So yeah, so this is I think this is actual baseball field. An indefinite left field, and I just want to measure towards those buildings here.
Mm-hmm.
It's really short, 208. They've got high fences as well. So it's always, I think it's fairly reasonable to assume that they do play here if they do have a high school team. Because this is all really short, but they've got super high walls. And then like left field isn't that long either, but they've got once more super high walls. So I'm gonna say they do that. Oh, wow, look at the fences. Yeah, so I'm going to assume they do play here, especially if they have really high fences like that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. That's an interesting, man. And they've got padding back here on here. So yeah, I'm going to assume this is the backstop.
We have found another field.
Yeah, and really interesting. And they've, darn it, they're gonna play baseball whatsoever. Just put up a 40-foot high fence and see what happens. Let's see, Chiva Municipal Inaje Senior High School. Okay, big giant patch of dirt. Once more. This looks like their backstop here, and you can see the pitcher's mound, home plate. So this is their baseball field.
And you gotta give them credit. They really make use of the limited space they have.
Yeah, it feels so depressing just playing on a big giant patch of dirt.
Now,
Right?
there's something about the breakup of the dirt and the grass.
Yeah. And it's let's take a look. This here intrigues me because this looks like it kind of ends there, but maybe this is a fence. Looks like a walkway of some sort. So, but they do play baseball here, and we're gonna measure it. Oh, that's deep. That's 338 towards the left, and it juts out here 431. I'm going to assume they probably add a fence of some sort to kind of enclose all of this, because down the right field line is 416, 415. So I'm going to assume they do have some sort of like temporary fence that they do put up when they do play baseball.
You'd hope.
Or they just, do it 1880s style and just have infinity as the outfield wall. All right, so let's see. How long have we been doing this?
We're approaching about an hour and 40, I think.
No, let me look on the actual broadcasting thing that I have up. 1 second. An hour and a half, actually.
Okay.
An hour and a half. Last time we did this, it was 2 hours. So, I don't know. Whenever you want to end this, we can keep getting the Saints Row pennies, if you feel like it. Okay.
We can keep going. We can stop.
We can go to a different country. We can go to Korea.
All right.
All right, Korea. Let's go. South Korea. We're not. I doubt North Korea has baseball fields.
I don't even think Google Maps can get into North Korea. I think it's blocked.
Alright, if we end up this, let's go. Yeah, it's, well, I mean, first off, North Korea's not that developed, so there you go, but they have some stuff. Alright, that's enough going to North Korea. Let's go down. Let's see, let's go to Seoul. That's the capital, of course. And see what happens. Not as big of a city as Tokyo, so it doesn't look as intimidating.
Tokyo is the largest city in the world.
Yeah. Was it Tokyo or Mexico City? One of the two.
Tokyo by far.
Okay. Okay, Seocho High School. We don't have 3D imagery here. It's just flat, so maybe that's a military thing. But they just have a soccer field here. Incheon International High School. Let's go here. And they've got dirt soccer field. I don't know. Hyundai Senior High School. I don't know if that's sponsored or not. There's a possibility. Well, they've got a turf soccer field.
Okay.
And there's another. This is a middle school with an actual turf field as well. And the big giant dirt, and they don't have baseball, so might not see as many here. Maybe, not sure. All right, so Yongsan Railroad High School. I see a big giant patch of dirt, but who knows what that could be. Looks like it's under construction. And then big patch of dirt there. If we start getting a lot of misses here, we don't see a single baseball field, we're gonna move on and go back to the US. This looks like a softball field.
I say let's just go back now.
Alright, yeah, looks like South Korea is not giving us the instant gratification that Japan was giving us. So, I mean, baseball's popular in Korea, South Korea, so, but soccer is also fairly popular as well, and of course esports gaming. It might be the bigger thing, actually. All right, let's head back. What city do we go to, Andrew?
Seattle.
Seattle. Random, but here we go. Let's go to Seattle. Alright, so the Seattle area, those are the borders of the city. Let me just type in high school and see what we can find. Let's start here, Bremerton High School. Okay. I mean, at some point we should go to Texas just to look for football fields.
Okay.
Right? Because I feel like if we're going to see some good stuff, it'll probably be there.
That is true.
I mean, we can always go whenever we want, but they seem to just have a football field here. It's just, yeah. All right, Renton High School. Let's go. All right, so they've got just softball field? But it looks kind of wrecky.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this is where their softball team plays?
I guess.
And if so, they have to contend with that really short fence there. And then they have just a big giant thing here. And I'm assuming this, I can see some lines for football there. And yeah, okay. So it doesn't look like they have any. Oh, what is this? Oh, this is, I guess, where they play their football. So there you go, in a separate area, away from the school. Looks nice. Track and field. Let's soccer. All right, but they don't have baseball. Okay, let's move Highline High School. Let's see. We got the turf football field, track and field. Let's see. Is this baseball or is that baseball? I'm not sure. I think this is their baseball field. Looks just angular there, but let me see the dimensions, because I don't want to mix it with their softball field. I think this is their softball field. It's got to be. No, it's their baseball field. It's 306 down 310 or something down the right field line. As this point here, 377.
That's weird though. That.
Okay. What happened?
That's weird though that it has an all dirt.
Yeah, this is all dirt, and it's all light dirt as well. It's a light clay of some sort. So there you go. So they do have a baseball field, and I guess softball or something is played here, possibly, or this is like a public park on the other side. Okay. Ballard High School. Ooh, they got cherry blossoms. Those are nice.
Got a good cherry blossom.
Let's see. They got a turf football field, but no like wacky painting or anything like that, which is what we're looking for with the football fields. Right, we're looking for wacky colors, weird team names, anything. Bothell High School. They got the turf baseball field and football field. Interesting. So here's the turf baseball field. Haven't really seen the all turf, but there it is. It's a shape that we've seen before, where it's angular here, kind of gets rounded, it's slightly deep in center field, and then ends up there. But full turf, everything, including the lines of the infield, which is not dirt, which I think would be weird to play on, right? I don't know. Not sure.
What? No dirt in the infield?
Yeah, no dirt. It's just all turf, but it's painted like it's turf.
Right.
Yeah, including
to experiment with it.
Including the warning track, which kind of defeats the purpose of the warning track. Because the warning track, you have to feel the dirt. That's the point of it.
Right.
If it's just the same material as the rest of the field, you're not gonna be looking down at your feet, because you gotta keep track of the ball. It doesn't make sense. But the softball field has the blue mound, Andrew, and the blue.
That's interesting.
The blue mound, what looks like actual dirt around it, the turf blue foul territories on the infield only, and then the natural grass. This is interesting. Is this softball or is this actual baseball? It's actually pretty large. If it's softball. I would think it is softball, though.
Measure.
Yeah, let's measure. It looks smaller than this field on the left of it. So, the base paths. No, yeah, this is softball because it's not 90 feet down the line. But it looks pretty deep. At 285. How big are softball outfields typically?
Usually a bit bigger than that.
Okay. All right.
Like, I don't think their center fields. I don't think their center fields exceed 300.
Yeah, this one is about 285. Okay. Maybe I'm just kind of thrown off by the mix of materials that they've used for the playing surface here. It's all over the place, which I guess gives it character compared to the baseball field, actually.
Yeah.
And the football field, which is just like a regular, nothing wacky about it. You know? They need to start making things wacky. They need to recruit some of these kids. You know, weird colors. Let's go. Pay Boise State what they want. Alright, Linwood High School. Regular old football field. Boo. Oh, Andrew. We've got the turf infield and the natural grass outfield.
Although I'll give them credit, they tried to replicate the look.
Yeah, but even then, it's weird. And for some reason, the warning track doesn't connect. Right there. You see this?
Yeah.
It's just grass there, and even on the other side, the same thing. So, it's a nice field. It's nice. They've got full bullpens, not on the playing surface, you know? They got all of this right here for the dugouts. Like, it's a nice facility, but it's, it just, for some weird reason, this and this.
But otherwise, it's quite nice.
Yeah, it's quite nice. It's symmetrical as well. I mean, the outfield walls are a little different, a little wavy-ish with the way they look. But you know, it's interesting to say the least. But all right, they've got, and I'm assuming they've got this weird dual soccer softball field thing going on here for whatever reason.
Really fucked up.
Yeah, I'm not sure. They look the same on both sides, so I guess pick and choose whichever one the softball team wants to use. Maybe just depending on how the wind's blowing, I'm not sure. It's like, oh, the wind's blowing out to right, so we're gonna play on this one, and oh, it's blowing out to left, we're gonna play on this one. I'm not sure, but this is weird. Not sure why there are two of these, but I guess they use it for rec for the rest of the neighborhood. Okay. So, some interesting stuff from Linwood High School, at the very least. Bellevue High School, let's go. So they got man, their football fields are boring here. Just nothing, no paint, no nothing here. Just boring. And the soccer field, and Andrew. Andrew. I don't know if you see what I'm seeing here.
Yes, I do.
I don't know what. All right, Bellevue High School. All right, you got a lot of things going on here. I gotta make sure we get this full screen here. So, we've got. Not really good-looking grass from above, at least at this time when they took this photo. An oblong-shaped, polygonal outfield, right? At an AstroTurf infield, not turf, not like the artificial faux turf, faux grass that we've got now. This is AstroTurf. So this is old school, Andrew. Right? Those kids are gonna be, their knees are gonna be hurting playing on the surface. And they have the I would hope that the sliding patches here are actual dirt, because it really doesn't make any sense for it to be AstroTurf. Because I would hate to slide here. And they have the baseline here, but it doesn't connect to the actual base, going down right, going from first to second and then second to third. This is all over the place, Andrew. It kind of hurts a little bit to look at it.
It hurts, but it hurts to look at, but it's beautiful in its own way.
Yeah, this is ugly, but in a beautiful way.
It's a stadium only a mother could love.
Yeah. Let's measure, because we're here, and this is a good one. This is a good one. We're right field line, really short, 277. I'm going to assume they have a high fence on the right field side. It gets really deep, hard, but not super deep. 372 at its deepest point. Dead center is about 369. Very nice. This point right here is about 367, and they've got you can tell from the shadow, they have a fairly high left field wall too. And that is about 314, 315-ish down left. So it's a small field. They do have, I would assume, our high fences, just judging by the shadows. And it just has all the markings of weird high school baseball field.
It's so weird.
Yeah. And the outfield dirt, I would hope this is not concrete. I'm just saying, because it's really gray and it looks like concrete. I would hope it's like just some like gray gravel of some sort, but if not, my god, the kids that play here. Alright, and then their softball field, well, the softball team's being taken care of here, because they've got the all-turf field here. Interesting design with just the circle patches for the bases here. But otherwise, it's a symmetrical softball field. So, but kudos Bellevue High School on the baseball field. It has all the markings of just beauty. I love it. So we have found some winners here, Andrew, thus far.
That one's pretty good.
That one's pretty good. It was starting to, like, you noticed the weirdness was starting to ramp up a little bit, and then we found this field here in Washington. All right, Seattle, good job. Good job, guys. Let's go to Garfield High School. I hope it's orange. If it's not, if you guys are named after Jim Davis or something, then I don't want it. They're called the Bulldogs? They're called the Garfield Bulldogs, Andrew. That's a war crime, by the way. And their colors are like, I don't know, indigo or something. I'm not sure. I don't know. They missed opportunity. I don't know where Jim Davis is from, the creator of Garfield. I would hope he'd have like a high school named after him. Oh, Andrew. Look at this. We have the combination of 3 infields, 2 dirt ones, which look like softball, and then this one. Let me see if this is an actual baseball one. See if it's 90 feet down the base path. And it is. So this is their baseball field, Andrew.
That's so weird.
The AstroTurf infield with circle second base, slightly more than half circle first and third base, if you can see.
Yeah.
For some reason. And yeah, all AstroTurf, by the way. This is not field turf. So, yikes. And then the actual grass outfield. Man, Washington, you're really bringing it now. Seattle. Down this really weird fence here, 325, and then it kind of juts out to here, 388 out there. I'm assuming they'd have some sort of temporary fencing that goes up, because if not, towards this this backstop is like 380, 390, 400 feet maybe. So even if it ended here at this dirt, it would be really short at 294. So I don't know how they work that out. Like
One hell of a warning track,
yeah,
though.
like at a normal like 315, it'd be right in the middle of this dirt. So I'm not sure. And then all the way out to this backstop is like 550 feet. So Garfield Playfield, and it has to be the high school field because like they wouldn't do this artificial infield, and they have dugouts and stands and everything. Like that's their high school baseball field. So I don't know. Good. Let's how weird can you get, Seattle? Let's go. Let's see some oblong shapes. Let's go. All right, so let's see. They got the grass, or this might be actual turf. It looks kind of like that. But football field, and they've got the combination AstroTurf, Andrew, all AstroTurf field with the soccer in the middle of it.
Good shit.
And I don't know if you see the outfield towards center field, but it looks different. Like here, you see this? It has like a weird, maybe like slightly rounded but pointed at the same time.
Yeah.
So and it has like a yellow shape here. So maybe, so that's probably the. But let's see how deep it is. Maybe I don't know how short, but the shadows make it look taller than what it is. Just depending on what time of day they took this photo. All right, yeah, okay, reasonable. 370, maybe 369. Very nice down dead center. Right field is actually 315, maybe 1 foot larger than Yankee Stadium. And then the same thing in left. And yeah, just the look at the design of this one, Andrew. They have the painted in dirt base paths towards first and third, and then nothing after. Like the at least they're designing these in different ways. This is a strange design for an infield that I've never seen this before. It looks like, I don't know. It looks like the share symbol when you're looking on some websites. You know what I mean? It looks like that. Oh man. All right. Okay, Seattle, you're doing good. This is good. They weirded us out pretty nicely here. All right, let's go to. Was this Sammamish High School? Oh no, that was Mountain Lake Terrace. So let's go Sammamish here. Regular, boring football field, and then they've got the turf softball field with a very strong shade of green like this from above, with circles here, and then for some reason the warning track just kind of ends right there. Not sure why. And then the baseball field is another beautiful combination turf, AstroTurf, and grass outfield, Andrew. The sliding paths are, I guess, very polygonal there. And yeah, so we've seen this kind of design before. And the outfield design too. So I guess this was, I don't know what contractor was doing the baseball fields around, like probably like in the 80s or something. But,
Yeah, I was wondering.
right? Like
It's to a point where like it's not even phasing me anymore. It's
yeah. like this, there has to be like the same contractor designing all these fields. Like they're
Right.
just like, oh, or like it was like passed by the school board. Whoever bid on the contractor that bid the lowest is like, all right, we're just gonna do grass outfield, AstroTurf infield, and we're gonna leave it like that for 40 years, and we're never gonna change it. Oh man, Ingram High School. Let's go. Man, they really do not do anything with their football fields at all. At all. They've got, for some reason, it's called Aurora Stadium, this softball field, which has the painted lines here, so I'm going to assume they put up a fence of some sort. But it's just like a combination baseball and softball and soccer, everything here. And it's all turf. So, and you can see the baseball outfield dimensions. So they actually do mark it here, at least. It's the first time I've actually seen it being marked. But it's all AstroTurf.
I mean, I guess it makes sense if you're going to put out a.
Man, I'd hate to play there in summer.
Ugh.
That heat, it's probably got to be insane. I know
Although-
it's Pacific Northwest, though, right? So.
Seattle does not get that hot.
Right.
During,
So yeah, Pacific Northwest. That's right.
although with climate change, that's changing.
Okay, so let me see where we are on time. We're at 1:56, Andrew. I think we're gonna wrap this up with a couple more here in the Seattle area, and then we'll call it. Let's go to Auburn High School. If they're called the Tigers, that would be pretty funny. So let's go to their regular old softball field. Looks like a turf one as well. Maybe this is grass, maybe, but probably not.
Oh, Francisco, you'll find this funny. People are starting to. It was the Hard Rock Sportsbook. Well, although it's in Virginia, Arizona, New Jersey, and Iowa, but they made a graphic that says, or they made a comment or tweet that says, since the Joey Gallo trade, the Yankees are 2-10,
Huh.
the Dodgers are 11-1.
He made the rest of the guys look good, so it built up their confidence. Right? I think
And
that
they're-
might have been it.
They're calling it the Yank. It's a movie poster they put, and it says the Yankees in the curse of Joey Gallo.
I think him being so awful took the pressure off of everyone else. And now that he's gone, like, it's all on them. Like, they got rid of their worst hitter. He
Hit a home run tonight, by the way.
like they quote unquote took care of their problem, but now they actually have to produce. Like, you could pencil him in for a strikeout, and so, like, if Aaron Judge, flies out or grounds it or something, it's like, okay, it's not big of a deal. Or whoever else is on the freaking Yankees. But yeah, that's probably it, Andrew. I think he was like, he was one of those glue guys that you just they really did need. All right, so this field is a polygonal shape. We've seen this before. It's all AstroTurf. It seems to be the thing that they do over here, and it's pretty boring. All right, Rainier Beach High School. Hopefully, it's near an actual beach. Actually, it is, or at least next to the coast. Boring football field. Bleh. And then once again, the combination AstroTurf with actual grass outfield, and the same thing for the softball field. They're carbon copies of each other. Just one is slightly larger. So, all right. Yeah, okay. So this seems to be the status quo out in the Pacific, at least in the Seattle area. Maybe further up north, do they do things a little bit differently? Boring football field, actual grass softball field with actual dirt. And the baseball field, once more, the turf infield with the grass outfield. All right.
Like, I'm not even mad anymore. It's just I
Just
don't
the
know.
way.
Maybe I've just been short circuited.
Yeah, it's just how they do up in Seattle. All AstroTurf. Wait, what the hell is going on over here? What is this? I'm not sure what this is, Andrew.
I think it's shot put.
Oh, interesting. Okay. That's a interesting way of doing that. It would be cool if that was actually part of the playing field of the softball field, just like
That was awesome.
that's something I would do in MLB The Show. Just a random, like, just jutting out spike in the middle of the outfield. And then the baseball field has a soccer field on it, and very polygonal outfield. And looks like all field turf, actual field turf, not AstroTurf at least. So they've upgraded at the very least at this school. Todd Beamer High School. We're just gonna go down this list and then we're gonna end it here. Todd Beamer High School. They got the football field with the. I thought it was on top of water, which would have been pretty cool, but it's just a black track. But even then, at least that's something with the design. That's semi-interesting. The softball field, all dirt infield and grass. Okay, natural grass. And oh look, an actual baseball field
Holy shit.
with actual dirt here. Weird outfield dimensions. And what is going on with the backstop, warning track, pitcher's mound, and home plate, Andrew?
It's all very, very different.
All right, so either this is a different kind of dirt, or that's turf for whatever reason. Because it cuts off. This is weird. All right, Seattle. Yeah. You got us one more time here. For some reason, the grass, the dirt doesn't connect to this, whatever this is, this material. I feel like we're playing Minecraft with all these different materials and stuff. What kind of block is this made out of? Anyways, then actual dirt, and then the pitcher's mound, which sometimes, yes, the pitcher's mound is a different type of dirt than the rest of the infield. Sometimes that happens, but this looks very jarring, as you can tell. And then they've got the oblong polygonal outfield, which I will actually measure about 330 down the right field line along the stadium. 397 to this point in right center field, more towards center. Then dead center is about 387. Maybe this wall is a little bit higher than the rest of the walls, but we'll see. Really deep left center at 407 around here.
Hey.
And and then about 330 down the left field line. So it's oblong. The bullpens have the I think this is turf. This has to be turf mounds here. For the bullpens that are red here for the pitcher's mounds for some reason. So it does have character. This field does have character. It's actually for an actual kind of sort of regular looking baseball field is normal. Is abnormal in this area, Andrew, which I didn't think I would see. Right? But of course they had to do something different with whatever the heck is going on with home plate, the pitcher's mound, and this backstop warning track. So it does have character. So good job. I forgot what high school we're at. Todd Beamer? Yes, Todd Beamer High School. Inglemore. We got 3 more high schools, and then we're done. So Inglemore, boring football field and track. Softball field with the bullpens in the outfield, which is different, at least. They do something with it. I don't know, what is this? Is this like half a football field? This is a temporary fence, you can tell. So at least we actually see the temporary fence this time. So that's cool. And it's all turf, all field turf, not AstroTurf. And then the same thing for the baseball field. We've seen this design many times. So we're moving on. Juanita High School. All right. Their football field actually has a letter in the middle of it for, which is something different. It's not blank, so they have a J there, a generic block J. Actual grass and dirt softball field, but nothing to write home about. Or is that the baseball field? I'm not sure. Maybe this is the baseball field actually. That's the but both the softball field, but they're even, and you know, nothing to write home about. They just, but at least this is a welcome change. Be all dirt infield. Very rec league for sure. And finally, last one for tonight, Andrew. Foster High School. Give us something, guys. I don't think they're gonna give us anything. The Foster Bulldogs, so that's two Bulldogs teams that we've seen. So I wonder what happens when they face off against Garfield. They'll probably call them, you guys should be cats. Or something, they'll probably say something like that. The all-turf softball field, and an all-turf baseball field. And we've seen the design many times. Same contractor. I'm going to say that it's the same contractor that made all these fields. Okay, Andrew, we're done. We are done for tonight in this hunting down weird baseball fields. So, yeah, it was interesting. At least we found some good ones. We didn't come away empty-handed.
That is very true.
So at the very least, we went to Japan. That was I was surprised that Japan had some baseball fields that were not standard, like regular rounded shapes. In fact, they had some weirder ones in the U.S. And for some weird reason, the Seattle, Washington area just loves natural grass outfields and AstroTurf infields.
Must be a Seattle thing.
I guess so. All right, Saints Row, cool, sponsoring us, cool beans. We'll probably do this again, maybe one or two more times before we actually get back to doing our normal episodes. College football is about to ramp up, so Andrew's gonna be pretty busy doing that. Are you covering the Orange Bowl this year? Or
I don't know
yet. Okay.
I mean, it's not that I haven't decided; it's that I have to confirm whether I get the credentials or not, and we don't apply for a few months.
Are you gonna be doing any FIU games?
Probably.
Okay. Yeah, we'll probably go to a couple games or two, right?
Yeah.
You know, I don't mind doing that. Okay, so we're done. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.